was a time when solo traveling was a difficult task for women, but things have changed over the years. Solo women travelers are now driving global travel trends. And by choosing to travel independently, women travelers are leaving behind their familial and societal demands and rediscovering parts of themselves that get lost in years of caregiving. According to 2026 data reports, Costa Rica, the Central American country recently named one of the world's happiest countries, is also making strides for women. The country's ranking skyrocketed from 60th to 34th on the Women, Peace and Security Index, reflecting significant gains in women's inclusion, safety and security. Whether traveling across the country or around the globe, solo travel is immensely liberating. Join us as we explore how adventure and self-discovery take center stage in this new frontier of solo female journeys.
And we are back with another engaging conversation related to solo female travel in today's travel landscape. And with us we have Mia Lakra, a renowned travel and lifestyle influencer. Thank you, Mia, for joining us today. We also have with us Ms. Deeksha Mishra. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Deeksha. Thank you for joining us. And we have with us Ms. Means Malhotra. Thank you so much. Round of applause, please. Truly an exciting conversation I've been looking forward to. Thank you so much for joining us today. And it's, like I said, I've been looking forward to this panel since morning. Of course, the others were as exciting, but with regards to you've been in the thick of how the landscape is changing in terms of how digital media is taking over, social media, of course, what the audiences love watching, what truly grabs their attention. But also when we speak of travel, I'm sure all of you here love traveling, are avid travelers. You've seen the world and we've seen your content and it's beautifully done. Mia, I would first like to ask you, as when you speak of solo female travel, when you see this trend evolving in India, how do you feel about it? Is there a feeling of pride? Definitely. How do you see this trend taking shape in all age groups of women?
Well, Nikita, thank you so much for an amazing question. Well, in terms of being female and solo traveler, I love traveling. But what people, they don't see the other side of traveling solo. Is like they see the fancier side, the glamorous side of traveling alone and the Instagram and aesthetic pictures and videos. But on the other hand, traveling solo alone has also got little pros and cons as well. Like we have to be 24/7, like very cautious, be alert, be aware, like where are we guys going, what kind of people we guys will be surrounded with, what are their culture, what are their timetable or whatever schedule. Because whenever we guys travel, be it city, out of India, different people, different culture, different cities. So in terms of definitely solo travel has taught me freedom. Right. Has made a lot of awareness, has given me that being alert 24/7, the freedom of choices. Like earlier, I was very much dependent on my family, friends, or colleagues. But when I started traveling alone, I have explored a lot of things probably I wouldn't have done if I would have given a chance to travel alone. Yeah. So traveling alone teaches a lot of things in terms of professional life, personal, professionally, or whatsoever. But one major thing, what I really learned about it is like we have to be 24/7 alert, because what we guys post on Instagram, we guys don't show the harsh reality. How did we guys get that perfect shot, or the delayed flights, or maybe the kind of circumstances we must have faced to reach out there, or the kind of people also being like, encountering fans at times. When you're surrounded with public, we also need to know how polite politely
certain
we
sort of-
have to
yeah.
say no, because the society is very judgmental. We do say, okay, we guys don't judge. But let me tell you, even like we commoners, like we're gonna agree, at every footstep of front, we guys judge. Be it you people or be it me. Like no one is like saying, so everyone judges. So we girls, we female, we've got a lot of things to carry in our like
Right.
heart and shoulders, so yes.
Right. That's very well put, Mia, and certain very relevant points that you've made. Deeksha, over to you. Of course, you know, we've highlighted traveling solo is great. And digitally, this has been glamorized as well. And it has been taken up well by women, like I said, across all age groups. But Mia clearly highlighted the scary side of it also and the precautions you need to take. Now, there are a lot of women-led communities and travel communities that have come up. Women opening up these communities, and you see a lot of traction of women, you know, even my mom actually was pretty excited to go for one of these solo travel trips organized by women-led communities. So how do you see that trend shaping up? And could you tell us your thoughts, please?
Hi, thank you for this lovely question. Thanks for having me here. So I think travel is a big part of my life, and being an avid traveler, I also travel a lot with my family, with my 2 young kids especially, you know. So solo travel is a whole new segment for a lot of us, you know, something we've really tried on a little later in life, because throughout our 20s, I think we were given this advice, बेटा सेफ रहना है, अकेले नहीं जाना कहीं. And now suddenly women in their 30s, I think a lot of us post motherhood, post womanhood, you know, we're just like sort of rediscovering ourselves and our passion, and travel falls right into it. And that is where all these exciting communities are coming up, you know, women of like-minded mindsets, where they want to travel. They want to do solo travels, but they also want to be together, you know.
Right.
So it's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
I think these communities are a fab way to connect, to rediscover, and also find like a different group in life. You know, it doesn't have to be a regular group, you know, where you really learn and relearn life altogether.
Yeah.
So it's a fabulous way to grow.
It is, it is. Meeting new people is never boring. It obviously adds on to your personality.
It's the most exciting thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And thanks for that, Deeksha. Means, moving to you now, would love to know, you know, we spoke about how travel also gives you a certain boost in confidence, right? And I'm sure you must have felt that in your solo travels as well. So let's say you go, you know, you travel solo somewhere, you come back. Do you actually feel that there's a different trait or different sense of confidence that you have inherited because of that travel? How does it really feel? Because it's not perfect. You got to you know, come across certain challenges, and but when you come back home, do you have like really fun stories to tell, and do you feel like a different person? Do you connect with yourself more?
First of all, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for your question. For me, traveling was a therapy and still a therapy, because when you go to a new place, you discover a lot of things, you discover yourself. But earlier, as Deeksha said, we used to be, you know, our parents used to say, "Akele nahi jana hai." I used to go with family, with my husband, so everything was very planned, and everything, it was like, you know, from back-to-back thing. Like, itinerary was planned, my next destination was planned, from hotels to taxis, everything was pre-booked, and I used to like, chalo, theek hai, no burden on my shoulders, and I used to enjoy the trip. But from the moment I have started traveling alone, like the solo trips, first thing, it was a bit scary. As Mia told, there's a lot of pros and cons. You have to think about your that the place is being safe, you are in secure hands, and especially my husband said, wherever you go, you are going solo, but I need your location, I need everything, so he made sure that I'm, you know, in secure hands. But yes, for me, traveling solo is like discovering myself. By traveling solo, I realized that where I lack, what points I lack, what are my weaknesses, what are my strengths.
It gives you a space to...
Yes, it gives me a
actually,
space.
Yeah.
I have that confidence. If I walk in a room full of strangers, I'll end up making friends. That the confidence I used to have, that has boosted all over. Plus, I have discovered myself as a total new human being. Another thing I would love to add, when I come back, I have a lot of baggages of happiness, lot of stories, lot of good memories, because
Right.
when you go on a trip, you do not realize that time that you are making a lot of memories. Over there, you are meeting a lot of new people, you are making a new history out there. So yes, it's still a therapy for me.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah.
That very funny
Yeah.
thing. We girls love to travel with a lot of luggage and bags and everything. But if you guys are traveling solo, my dear girls and solo travelers, make sure that you should carry, or you should able to carry that much luggage
Yeah.
which you can carry by yourself. Because
Right.
recently when I went to Israel, I was the only person who had not one, not two, not three, but four. But there I thought like Indians are gonna get helpers, or maybe I can just pay the money. But no, man, you will have to
Yeah,
carry
you
your own
have to
luggage.
take responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing is like, as Mean said, that we should be like people's person. If you're traveling alone and we to a different community groups or country or India, whatever it is, like we should know how to make friends, because traveling alone could be another challenge if you're not
Right. Absolutely.
like you're not a people's person, or maybe you're not expressive enough or vocal enough to what you need, or like what kind of a person
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
So.
But I think sometimes, thanks for that, Mia. But Deeksha, do you think that sometimes all you need is just an escape and a space just to yourselves, and you don't really need to interact with a lot of people when you go for these solo travels? Do you think people even use it for that experience?
I think that's very, very valid, because, being in a public spotlight all the time, we are constantly, surrounded by people and media and the public stare. So for me personally, solo travel is actually a way to connect with myself. Yes, of course, you meet fans on the way, you do meet random strangers also, which turn out to be great stories. But I feel solo travel is a great way to connect with oneself. Also, I feel where people talk about mingling and also making new friends, there's something that people don't really talk about. You have to be very careful also. Solo travel really teaches you a lot of responsibility. Not everyone will have the best interests, so you have to be very aware. You have to rely a lot on your gut instinct, because that's where, as women, we are very high on. We know exactly where to mingle, who to talk to, and that comes very naturally to us, and we have to be extremely aware that.
Right, absolutely. Very well put. Means, do you think at times, being a content creator yourself, shooting, editing constantly on a solo travel trip also takes away from the experience? What do you have to say about that?
You know what? When we post anything on Instagram, it has when people see that, people think it's very fancy, it's very nice, it doesn't need hard work. But as a solo traveler, if I'm traveling solo, I have to make the itinerary myself. I have to see where I have to shoot. I have to carry all the luggages, like my camera, my everything on my own. Plus, the hard work. Basically, people don't see the hard work. So it adds on. When I'm traveling solo,
does,
it's a lot of baggages. Then I have to I have to handle everything on my own.
Right, absolutely. Mia, would you like to add to that? Would you like to add to that?
No, that just reminded me of one thing. Jyoti, in that case, you were the right person to take initiative. We should have certain, hotels or logistics, or maybe you can take this into tourism board, that for solo female traveler, we should have the safest hotel, safest routes, the cabs or contacts POs in terms of emergency, for specially organized and curated for solo female travelers. And I mean to see the right person, I can just put this thing on the right platform. In terms of adding, I don't think so. As everyone, I'll agree with my fellow mates and with you also. Solo traveling is all about experiences. It's all about self-awareness, and it's all about making memories.
I wanted to add to that, solo travel and content becomes very tricky, because we usually go on a lot of these fam trips where we're sometimes solo, and we have to create content, make it look good. while we're getting ready, we're doing everything on our own. So we have to really invest in the right equipment, you know. Solo travels
Right.
also calls for having your own camera set up, your, the gadgets of the world, which will help you take the right content on your own. So you don't have to depend on others. It's okay to ask strangers in new countries, hi, can you help me with a picture? But that's not always very reliable. You can't
Right.
always do that. So you
Right.
need to have your tripods, you need to have your Insta 360, you need to have all your basically gadgets which will help you take the content that you want to post, you know.
Absolutely. You know, is there one myth about solo travel that you would like to burst? Any myth about solo travel? Yeah.
I think people think it's a very luxury trip. Solo trip is totally hard work. You enjoy also, but there's everything has a pros and cons. So solo trip is hard working also. You have to think, you have to make up your mind. You have to think twice what you have to do, what you don't have to do. You have to plan everything on your own. So I think there's a myth that people think it's a very luxurious thing.
Yeah.
I actually want to burst a different side of this, you know. I still see women very apprehensive going on solo travel. I myself was. I want to burst the myth that solo travel is scary or is not doable. That's not the case at all. Solo travel is very, very valid. We are in 2026, you know. I think each one of us at some point in time should definitely give it a chance. It is the perfect way to rediscover yourself and to actually know what you enjoy without any pressure. And you'll come out as a different person altogether. You'll come out way more confident.
That's wonderful and beautifully put. Yes, Mia.
The last thing, like whenever we put something like that on social media, people say, breakup hua hoga. Either her life is not going good, or maybe she's taking
Only
somebody
because of which
behind
she's
the back.
traveling,
Of course, yeah. I'll be honest, I'm one of the biggest troller as compared to these two people because I come from a reality show background. So I have been judged, I have been trolled at every step. After doing like Splitsvilla, and then when I travel, or maybe national, international, be it sponsored, fan trip, definitely some male must have sponsored. Definitely she is upset. Definitely her life is not going good. Or definitely something. Because social media is an open platform. People throw right, left, front, back. It's an open platform. They judge you. But now I've come way above and beyond that. All of this thing doesn't matter. So all the girls out there, all the singleites, all the solo travelers, don't give up to all of these people. Go enjoy, make the most and best of it. Reason being, हमें खुद नहीं पता whether we is alive or not tomorrow. पता चलते चल जाए. So because of them, don't let your life suffer. So make the best use of it and enjoy the solo traveling, especially if it's sponsored.
Well, we would all love a sponsored solo travel trip.
I just
Perfectly put.
Yeah, I just
Why not the
take care of
sponsored
my
ones?
shopping, that's about it. And tomorrow,
Yeah.
maybe if I have a boyfriend or something, may not. I don't even have to take care of that.
You know, I think after this discussion, how many women want to travel all alone, leaving everyone behind? I definitely want to. This week itself, I'll try and, yeah?
So, Meena, next time you and me. Yes. Yeah.
Alone, yeah.
Alone. No, I'm going to follow you.
Well,
But I think
yes.
there are a lot of things now. They have started the concept of couch surfing, where people host you. They allow people to stay in their home, and there are many options now. There are many options in the platform.
It is. There are. And, you know, in terms of, like we just spoke about bursting myths, are there any interesting experiences, case studies that you'd like to share with us on your own solo travel journey? Something the most unexpected happened? You want to start? Maybe Deeksha, you want to start?
So my recent solo travel was not solo travel. It was solo travel with my two very young kids, a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old, in New York City, which was a completely different experience for me. New York can get very overwhelming, and especially with young kids. But I think the amount of confidence, of responsibility, and just everything that it taught to me and my kids is something I can't measure, you know. Probably in just 15 days, we learned what probably people learn in 5 years. My kids had to grow up very quickly. They had to understand. They are such pro travelers now. We travel a lot. So we just recently covered Disney launch in Singapore, the cruise. I could see how they have become so experienced living in a cruise also. They were so like easy to pack and so mobile. They know exactly what to do. And these are the experiences we learned in just, being all alone in 15 days in a city, which is the #1 city in the world, but also the most overwhelming city.
Very chaotic too. Yes,
I think that
absolutely.
is one of my most unique experiences.
Yeah. Anyone else? Mia, would you like to share something unexpected happening at solo travels?
With me, it's not just one. If you're gonna ask me, I've got a list of unexpected things or whatever comes on my social media or my near and dear ones, especially my female friends, I would say. We believe that supporting and uplifting, but there are women only who believes in pulling it down. So when I was there in Costa Cruise, this thing, so somebody's like, with whom have you gone? Is it like you've gone alone? We don't believe it. Who is it? And blah, blah. So thousands of questions. I mean, so they should know them in the field that any traveler can come up. Like on the way, I just got a call from Africa that they would like to host me up, but there are certain terms and conditions, XYZ. So people should be like now open to accept it. There's not like that anyone is traveling alone or whatever it is not doing good or whatever it is. Especially, and other thing I would like to say, we content creators, influencers are now also being recognized by the government, from the PM itself. So now it's our request, and I guess they're on the entire creators, influencers behalf, I would like to request, give us that respect and importance rather than influencer hai, creator hai. But we would like to add on. I guess we guys are equally doing good as compared to 9 to 5 job. I mean to say we guys are doing slightly better than them, because this is where even I struggle. When somebody says, oh, it also depends people to people.
Sure.
She's an influencer. And then the other people are like, okay, influencer. But on the other hand, I also come from a media background. If somebody says, oh, she's an anchor, she's from XYZ channel, oh, hi, this and that. So I can see this shift.
The shift
just being introduced as an influencer and content creator / as an anchor or entrepreneur. So yeah, it's high time. We do need that space, respect. Up to PM जी ने भी बोल दिया, and I guess probably.
So of course, there is, and I think content creators also, a lot of people are living through your content vicariously, right?
Yeah.
And they get motivated, they get inspired to live that kind of life. And also, if we're speaking about travel, I'm sure there'll be a lot of followers who would want to follow suit and, let's say about solo travel or even traveling with family to unknown destinations, something that you'd not normally do, pick up your most comfortable destination. So we've seen that too. Yes, means I think you want to add something.
I would love to add one more thing. Like, I've been an entrepreneur and a hotelier. When I say that people are more respectful, I'm adding this thing to Mia. Our job is more, hardworking than a 9 to 5 job. People have a time limit. We don't have a time limit. If we have a work, if we have an event, if we have to go, we don't see time. We are working almost 24/7. So our time is not like itne baje jao, you are done. R is like a full day job, full day. You have to be available to the full day. And yes, we as a content creator, influencers, we have been adding stuff to the Instagram, to social media, so that our followers go there, they enjoy. The hard work is done by us, and our followers go and enjoy the places. So I think we are creating, we are directing them. We are showing a lot of new places because, to be very honest, people are just, if someone is traveling to Europe, the people will be like, Switzerland jana hai, Paris jana hai, yahan jana hai. They will be having some certain places. But if we content creator, we explore new places, we add on that, and the second thing, the place has the hype. And they get the business, then the followers enjoy. So this is our hard work, right?
Absolutely. Very well put. Yeah.
Also, Mia. Unfortunately, we guys cannot show all shades of us on social media. So we live two kinds of lifestyle. I mean to say, we cannot be so upfrontly. For example, even though we guys not in the mood or something has happened, but if you have committed, if you're being paid, you'll have to show up. I mean to say, yesterday only something really happened at night. I couldn't even sleep, but see, today I'm here. I mean, no one can make out that I was just up the whole night. So with us being a content creator influencer, there are a lot of things we guys don't speak about. We guys don't put it up on the
responsibility on our shoulders. A lot of responsibility.
And even though if you're just reposting someone else's status or any story, people like, something must be happening with her only. Don't we just liked it?
Yeah.
हमारे साथ नहीं हुआ. It's just like there are a lot of things. People are ready to judge you anytime, anywhere.
No, absolutely. I think those are some interesting points made. Also, when we speak of going and shooting content on solo travels, because that is one medium through which solo travels really come up, through social media, right? People are getting inspired. Do you think there are certain destinations where, you don't want to go and shoot content because they're personally so meaningful that you don't want to probably market it on social media or showcase that on social media? Has that happened with you?
Yes, till now I have covered 7 Jyotirlingas. But for me, going there was for my peace. But then I realized that if I'm going somewhere and I'm worshipping, I think I should post this because this might inspire our followers, our fans, things. But then I was in the back of the mind, yeah, this is very personal. Shall I post or not? I was very confused. But then also I thought it's another responsibility on my shoulders. So I thought I should post. If I'm going to a fashion show, I'll be posting that. If I'm having some fun, if I'm traveling US or Europe, I'll be posting that. So why not this? I was a bit dicey, but then in the end of the day, I posted it.
I think as creators, we don't have that option. We
Right.
always have to kind of share our lives. But it's always in our hands to what extent we want to share and how we want to share. You know, there are means and ways of doing it. I feel your safety comes first. In solo travel, I highly always recommend do not share any stories real time because that could actually impact your safety. So always make sure whatever you do is at a timeline where you're comfortable, you're back at your hotel room. And also we have all seen a lot of negative incidents in the past where a lot of accidents have happened because, when you're doing solo travel, you have to be very aware.
Right.
Your awareness level has to be extremely high, While taking content, you cannot always do that because you're so engrossed in taking content. So we've had some of the biggest names in the industry lose their life to this, Yeah. So a lot of such stories you keep hearing. So I always feel take content, but make sure your safety comes first and also make sure that you do not post real time.
Absolutely. I think those are some really interesting thoughts and insights that all of you made. And, a lot can be carried out to people out there who want to begin with solo traveling themselves. A lot to look forward to, a lot to be cautious also about. But then, of course, that's how you got to balance your travel experiences. Of course, not hamper them by being too cautious, but take that challenge and book that flight, take that ticket, go to an offbeat place. I think that's the way.
Solo travel is all about the perfect mix of freedom and fear.
That's a beautiful thought to end this conversation with. Thanks, Deeksha. Thank you, Mia. And thanks, Means, for your lovely insights, for sharing your travel stories with us, and for inspiring us always. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, may I please request Ms. Jyoti Mayal to kindly come up and felicitate our wonderful panelists. Thank you. They deserve a huge round of applause for sharing their incredible travel stories online, offline. That was truly enigmatic in their own sense. Thank you.